Hi, everybody. Welcome to this special call for the Darius group. I want to know what you guys want to work on. What's up? How can I help you? Okay, well, we're just going to go into a bit of peace, love, joy, and happiness. Center yourselves in your heart. So imagine you can go into your heart. Can anybody hear me? Everybody's quiet. Can you put on your cameras if you can hear me? There we go. Hi, everybody. Much better. So just connect into your heart a bit, and we're just going to go into peace, love, joy, and happiness. And open your heart and connect with what you really want to work on today, because that's why I'm here. And just feel that peace, love, joy, and happiness go through every single cell of your body. And connect into that love. Good. And just stay there for a moment. Doesn't that feel good? You feel that? Give yourself the opportunity to do that this week. Go into your heart and connect to yourself, because the whole world is inside. It's not outside of you. It's not in someone else. It's all inside. And it's all self-creation, all of it, every bit of it. And we forget to connect to ourselves. We forget to honor ourselves. We're so busy with everything outside of ourselves, and we don't give ourselves the time to have that inner journey. And that inner journey is the journey. The other stuff's just entertainment in whatever way you enjoy. So when you think of abundance, what comes up for you? What fears come up for you? What resentments, what anger, what drama? And you got that in your minds? You might want to jot some of this down, and we're going to clear this. Addicted to the battle, addicted to lack, addicted to limitations, addicted to having to fight for your money. Or the only way you get motivated is when you have no money, or you're running out of money, or you got bills due. And the motivation comes from that fear and that lack, instead of just the pure enjoyment. So let's switch that over. And I want you to focus on the fear, the lack, the addiction to all of that. You guys have been doing my program, so you know how I work. I'm quiet. When I'm clearing, this gives you your own opportunity to have your inner experience. So just focus on all those negative things I said and whatever that brings up in you, I want you to focus on that and we're going to clear that, okay? And I'm going to be silent for a few moments. Addiction to drama, addiction to lack and limitations, addiction to the chase. Fear of manifesting wrong, fear of your power, fear of showing up, self-hatred, self-destruction, self-sabotage, poppy syndrome, anger and resentment, Excuse me. Sorry. Just keep focusing. Oh, you're doing it all wrong. What is that? I do it wrong. I do everything wrong. Think about that and let that go. Oh, I hate myself. Whatever that's for, let that go. I hate my life. I hate where I live. I hate my family. I have no friends. What is that? Let all that go. What's coming up in your mind? Add that in. There's fear of being taken advantage of coming up. So that would be not your doormat, healthy boundaries, bleeding heart. Excuses be gone. You know how excuses came to me as I heard my dog ate my homework. So it's like, oh, excuses. So what excuses are you giving yourself that keeps yourself stuck? Excuses be gone. Whew, we need to take a few minute break here. That's a lot of energy in a short time. I want you to connect into Mother Earth. Just connect into Mother Earth for a moment, and then I want to open it up for questions before we continue. Just connect into Mother Earth. Feeling that peace, love, joy, happiness, abundance, and health going through every single cell of your body. Feeling relaxed, open to the flow of life, the flow of abundance, the flow of love, the flow of joy. Okay, good. I'm going to open this up for questions if anybody has any. Don't be afraid.
Well, I have a little to say.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi. I discovered from myself an uncertainty when I saw on Facebook that you could see the whole Zoom call from the last week, and everybody can see it. And I saw myself big on the screen. And so I discovered that I didn't feel quite comfortable. So maybe we can work on that. Because I realized you are doing everything out in the open, but I'm still a little, feeling anxious about it.
Yeah. 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 No, I'm not inviting anybody else to this call except this group and some practitioners. But we got so much done. I wanted to share that with people.
Yeah.
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 And yeah. So, but you guys are the only ones invited in.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I saw that when you go to your page, everybody can see the call, and I saw myself. So I discovered that I'm not that far, to I don't know how you say this in English, but to stand for yourself, or how do you say it?
Feel good about yourself, to stand out, to be seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit hesitating.
Oh, honey, you have no idea what I was like. I'm still doing everything on computers.
Yes.
But yeah, I was talking on the call yesterday. It's like if somebody recognized me, I would run.
Yeah.
I would freak out. I did not like being recognized at all.
Okay.
And I was just good with my group, of people. It helped me help these people. It was a very small, in the thousands, but still my community, wasn't hundreds of thousands. And so I got to be personal with people and have that friendship and that family type energy with everybody. And it really scared me to expand beyond that. And again, I'd be in another country and somebody would scream my name, I'd freak out.
Okay.
So it's a process. I'm okay with it now. And then if people have to see you like as a guru or something, I'm okay with that now. And I was never comfortable with that before.
Okay.
So it's a process. It's it's a process. So just keep doing it. And you're talking to me, so you must be
Yes.
feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
So good job. Just keep going.
Okay.
Just keep going, keep showing up. You know, you've had so many life experiences that are so amazing to help so many people.
Yes.
And you can play that on any, level you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just
Okay.
keep enjoying and playing. Anybody else? Here, let me read questions. No drama, but lots of feeling of freedom and natural being in abundance instead of living in limitations. Good. Perfect. Diana asked, how do we know if we're connecting into Mother Earth? It's just your imagination. It's just pretending you can, because you really can, but it's just that pretending. And it's like visualization when you're doing a guided meditation or something. It's the same thing. It's that same kind of, if you can imagine where you park your car, where you get the bus. It's closing your eyes and imagining that. That's same thing with like hypnosis and guided meditation, or seeing your guides or angels or anything else. It's pretty much that same type of thing. It's really happening, but it's not like opening your eyes in 3D and seeing it. And it's usually when you see things, it's like off to the side, and then you turn around, it's gone. And that's definitely an energy thing. So it's just that's all it is. And you don't have to worry about anything but that, and just imagine you can, because we are holograms creating in this holodeck with our imaginations. And so you just have to imagine what you want and you start creating it. But you got to have that balance of really focusing on really what you want. Because if you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with the subconscious program, I want to do this. Oh, but I'm scared. I don't want to stand out. Then boom, you just crashed your manifestation. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. And then the fears come in, boom, smack it again. So what we're doing here is we're clearing out those threads of fears and those programs that you've had all your life, so that you can focus and start doing that and really creating the life you want to. But it's still a process. You still got to focus on what you want. I'm helping you delete what you don't want, and your job is to focus on what you do want. And I'll help you with that, guys, too. Run polar opposites? Yeah, we could. Robin says she feels a little drunk. Yeah, that's normal. That's okay. Go ahead, Peggy. You're unmuted, sweetheart. What's up?
Oh, I can relate to what Miriam says about showing up and being out there. I've put myself out there with my altar bowls, and I love it and I hate it, because I'm showing.
Is it me, or did she get stuck? She got stuck. Okay. She didn't want to show up. Okay, do it again, because your video totally everything went off.
Oh, it did? Oh,
Yeah.
I have your same story with the dyslexia and the doing horribly in elementary school, and having the conversation put into my head at a very early age that I'm stupid, I can't do it.
Yes.
So that's battle. It comes up time and time again, and I recognize it. I have to constantly work on it.
Me too. I mean, I was writing a letter. I was filling out an application to do some NLP training with, and I'm a master in NLP, but it's, God, what's his name again? See, the name thing too is a big dyslexia thing, at least part of mine. Richard Bandler. So he's doing these different trainers training, and I had to fill things out, and I had to sound intelligent. Because with dyslexia, it's, the commas, the periods, the structure of the sentence, all of it to me is difficult. So I write one line replies, and I'm all, God, I hope this works. I got accepted. It's like, yay. But it's, you know, we don't all have it all. We don't all have the left brain, the focus of the little tiny details. I am not a detail person. I'm a big picture person, you know, and to trash myself because I can't write good sentences, you know, I guess I could go to school and maybe learn some more again, maybe, but I'm in a position to hire people normally to do stuff like that. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
So we got to hire people for what we're not good at instead of trying to spin our wheels of doing it all ourselves. And let me tell you something about dyslexia. It's the genius gene. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
So connect to your inner genius. I mean, the things I do, most people can't do, but I can't do what most people can do. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. It's taken me a while, you know, a long while, but it's taken me a while because I used to feel stupid. I used to feel so stupid. I remember being a waitress. Okay. I was like 18 or something. And I wrote on the order, I was trying to abbreviate rye bread. And I don't know how, I think I had like 6 letters down or something. And somebody goes, what is this? I said, it's rye toast. And I said, I was abbreviating. She goes, rye only has 3 letters. I felt so stupid and embarrassed. I wanted to go climb in a hole. Because when I was growing up, I didn't know I was dyslexic. You know, where I grew up, they didn't pay attention to us, really. You know, so I had no idea. I just thought I was stupid, but I knew I wasn't stupid. It's confusing, isn't it?
Yep.
So honor your inner genius. You've got something that most people don't have. So honor that within you. And don't worry about the stuff you can't do. You know, that's like getting mad at a cat because it can't fly. Well, they can fly pretty good, actually. But you know what I mean? It's just not comparing ourselves to other people and what they can do.
It's true.
Just say, I'm dyslexic. I don't know if you have a reading problem. I did. When I was, I think it was like 19 or 20, I asked God to teach me how to read. And I bought a Daniel Steele's book and I read that book. It took me like a month of reading every day, but I got through it. And that's when I started reading. I was like 21. Wow. And, you know, my first book, which has never been published, we're missing like a couple months of it still. I wrote every word of it, and my spell check on my Word document turned off because there were so many misspelled words. And luckily for me, I've kept him as an editor for all my books because he was able to decipher what in the hell I was saying. It's like, all right, you got a job. But my last books, my other books are all just transcribed, you know, trainings really is what they are. So that way I can get the information out there because I'm really good at talking, but not so good at writing, but that's all right. Yeah, I'm worthy and ready. Inner genius. Okay, who else? Go ahead, Robin. Hi, Robin.
Hi. I was talking to my friend last night about the idea of big and small and manifestation of how come it's so easy to manifest this, like a client, for example, and it's not that easy to manifest a winning lottery ticket. As
Your belief systems, yeah.
Yeah, I know is the belief systems, but working on that for years just to try to navigate through that belief system, it doesn't seem
I'm worried about winning the lottery because that again is looking for someone else to take care of you. How about just creating your own?
I'm just using that as an example of what
Yeah.
makes something bigger or smaller or harder or easier.
Yeah. It's just all our belief systems. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big or small you're manifesting. It's your belief on how much you deserve and how much you can have and how much you can handle. I mean, if you don't believe you can handle being rich, you'll never manifest being rich. And if you don't believe you deserve money, what is it? 80% of people that win the lottery lose it within a couple years, 5 years, I think it is. It's all gone. So it's their belief systems that they know how to handle money or deserve money. They don't have them, so therefore they let it go because they're used to that lower energy vibration of struggle. So the more you clear the struggle and playing it small and all that stuff, then you'll start allowing yourself to have more and more and more and more. And when you can deal with more and more and more and more, you'll have more. You know, a couple years ago, I almost hit $500,000. I was over $250,000 in sales for the year. And that was really fucking cool. But I wasn't used to dealing with that. I dropped my income because I was taking care of everybody. And I was getting taken advantage of. I was getting used by people that work for me, by family members. So I brought my income down so that I had to stop taking care of everybody. I still live very nicely, but when I cleared that out, then my income started going up again. I haven't hit where I was a couple years ago yet, and I'm going to this year because I'm ready for it again. But now I'm ready for it, and now I can maintain it and keep growing it. But when you get into a space, just like the lottery, you know, I made all this money, and again, I gave it all away. So you have to have the healthy boundaries. You have to have the healthy boundaries. You can't be a doormat. And you have to take care of yourself first. And then you can create more money. So it's when you feel you can handle it, it'll start going up and it'll go up and keep expanding. So, but going from here to here and not being used to that, you'll go back down because you're not used to it. So it's all inner work. It's all acceptance of your power and your being able to do this. Well, Diana, I'm reading Diana's thing, her comment. I totally believe in I can deserve to be incredibly wealthy, just waiting for it to show up in the physical, which is the frustrating part. When you really believe it, it'll come. So you don't totally believe it yet. Otherwise, it would be here. You know, I'm just going to give you a couple examples. You say you do, but you still have work to do. Otherwise, it would be here. Years ago, I think it was like 2002, 2001, 2002. I was living in this beautiful apartment in front of the sailboats and Channel Islands. I was trying to be a healer full time. I was teaching angel classes. And I was broke. And I didn't have the money for my rent. And it was like December 1st. And if I didn't pay it by the 3rd, it'd cost me $75 extra. And that $75 to me at that time was huge. I was feeding my kids on food stamps at the time. Right? So I went to the beach and I started screaming, God, if you want me to be a healer, you pay my rent and you pay it now. I mean, I screamed, I yelled, I was pissed because this wasn't something I was looking for. I was doing 6 figures, no problem in jobs. But when it came to self-employment, I wasn't able to do it. So within an hour, a client knocked on my door and handed me a check for $1,500. That paid my rent of $1,000 and gave me $500 for Christmas for my kids. And it was like, wow. And she gave me the check. It was from her boyfriend. She says, God told whatever his name was, Tom, to give this to you. And it took care of it. Another time I went huge into that power of manifestation. In 2009, I was hiking. I used to hike all the time. I was hiking in the mountains, and I wanted a new car. I was driving an older Audi. I was getting ready to leave my job, and I wanted a new car. But I was upside down in my other car and blah, blah, blah. Whatever the stuff I was telling myself, right? I went for a hike, and I said, God, I want a car, and I want it now. What are you going to do about it? And I heard total it. And that scared the crap out of me. So I put in the rules. Nobody gets hurt. My kids aren't in the car. I'm not in the car. The next morning, my nephew drops me off at work at 6 a.m. and is driving back to my house to pick up my cats because he was going to take them to the vet for me. He totaled my car. Completely totaled it. Scared the crap out of me. My manifestations and the power behind them. Now, both of these times, these manifestations, I was in frustration, I was in anger, but I was in power. I was fully in my power. And since that time, I have never manifested, well, no, wait a minute. There's another one. In 2012, I'm in England, and I did the same thing. What the hell am I doing here? Because I'd been talking to this guy online. He lived in England. He was an attorney in England. You know, I want to marry you. Come here, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay. So I went over there, and so one morning I'm taking a walk. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? I am not marrying this guy. And I was screaming again at God, right? And then when I did that, I heard go to the Roslyn Chapel. And this is how sacred activations began. Was that trip to England. I sat in the pews, and Lord Metatron came to me and gave me this gift that's just freaking incredible, because I don't like playing small or taking time. I like it fast, and this gives that ability. But again, that power boom. We don't have to go into anger, frustration, sadness, fear to do that. We can also do that with happiness and joy. So sing, you know, you're a millionaire. This is my song. Tamra is a millionaire, millionaire, millionaire. Tamra is a millionaire, millionaire, millionaire. Everywhere that Tamra goes, money is sure to flow. Right? I made it very simple, easy to sing. And you guys are laughing. That brings up your vibration. You can use that. Use the vibration. The vibration is the vibration. The energy is the energy. There's not good energy and there's not bad energy. The energy is the energy. There's not good and evil. It's all just the energy, and it's how we use this. In any war you're in, is a war inside. Okay, so energy is the energy, and it's how you use it. If you're just going, I want to be a millionaire, okay, what are you doing about it? Sing, dance, jump up and down, get excited, focus. I had to clear my fear of the power of my manifestations because they scared me. Because they came through so fast. And I hadn't been on the Darius show since 2015. I went, okay, I'm ready. And I got on the Darius show. And when I was in Mexico, I wrote down I'm on Darius 3 times. I was on 4. And I wrote it down. I looked at it and I got excited about it. Yay, I'm going to be on the Darius show. Yay, I'm ready. I'm ready to show up. Because really, for the last several years, I've just been hanging out in sacred sites in England and Mexico and, you know, living my life quietly, but also working with people and doing webinars. And it's been lovely. But I'm ready to show up and play in a big way now. So I'm going to go do some training. I'm going to go do some stage training. I've had it twice before. not with Richard Bandler, but I've had it. But I'm getting myself ready to get back in that mode. We have to remind ourselves. We have to focus. We have to, focus, focus, focus. And then when you're focusing on powerful, positive energy, that's when you create powerful, positive things. Again, you can do it out of fear, or you can do it out of joy and happiness. So it's totally up to you. There's no good or bad, wrong or right. It all just is. What do you choose? The Darius show, he would crack up about that title. Oh yeah, what is it called? The Wealth?
You Wealth Revolution.
Okay, it's the Darius show to me. I like Darius. He gets it. I mean, after the calls, we've stayed on for a half hour and stuff and just had these great conversations. I like Darius a lot. I really do. I think he's really cool. So, yay. I turned down a lot of telesummits, but Darius I'd do anytime. Yeah. So questions?
Yes, I discovered also by myself that there has been a time that I thought I had to manifest money through a lottery.
Yeah.
But the feeling is changing inside, because I have the feeling when I'm feeling abundant, just being abundant in every area in my life, the money will come too.
Yeah, shows up. There's no lack of money.
Yeah, I still am buying a lottery, but I decided to stop with it.
Yeah. I had the belief that if I won the lottery, I wouldn't do what I'm supposed to do.
I had that same belief.
Yeah. Yeah. I now believe I can win the lottery and still do what I love to do.
Okay.
You guys would only see me once a month, though.
Or you'd be doing this from your own private island.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on a sailboat out in the middle of the sea. That I'd really like to do. I have a goal of buying a sailboat this year in a house. There's actually 2 houses I want to buy. So it's time to kick some butt. Because not doing anything about it and not focusing on it and not writing it down and not putting energy into it, it's not serving you. If there's a not with it, it's not serving you. You have to focus. You have to put good energy. You have to put positive energy. You have to. You have to show up. You have to. I mean, for the last couple of years, I've had plenty of money to come in to go do what I want to do. And I've been in sacred sites, hanging out and doing it, running energy work on the ley lines and the temples. And it's been lovely. But I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing that. I want to play big now. So I'm now switching my focus into really focusing on what it is I want to create. I'm taking my time off of YouTube and off of what anybody else is doing, off of social media. I still do my daily posts on most of my sites, but that's it. I'm not in there for hours reading comments and commenting and blah, 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 blah. Focus, focus, focus on what it is you desire to create. You've got to focus. You have to. Otherwise, you're not going to create expansion. You'll survive. Go ahead, Diana.
Okay, so you keep talking about go dance and go have fun and then focus. So primarily that's what I'm lacking, is the joy in order to receive this abundance that I'm calling forward into my physical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're taking it way too serious.
I'm just a serious person. I had a horrible childhood growing up. It's really hard for me to find joy, and like I'm trying, to like.
That's what you got to do, sweetheart. You've got to clear out the trauma from the childhood. You all have the out of the mind matrix package. 0 to 7 is all about childhood issues. Go back and listen to 0, 7 over and over and over again. And I'm going to tell you, anything that happened to you is all for your experience. You're not a victim, and you got to let go of that. Trust me, I was molested as a child and as an adult, but you've got to clear that out. You've got to forgive. You got to let it go. If any abuse, anything, it's just a mirror back to you. Not that this child deserved that, but again, it's a soul having an experience. So you've got to go, you've got to forgive. You got to let go of any guilt, sorrow, anger, resentment towards anybody. That is so, so important. And most of our programming comes in from 0 to 7.
Okay, so I've actually done all of the clearings and activations, and I feel like I'm in a good place. That's why it's a little frustrating. It's like, well, I feel like I'm ready, but then my physical experience is telling me I'm not, apparently. So the only thing I've been trying to like dance more when the music is on, even though I'm not a dancer.
That's okay. I'm not either.
Yeah, and just trying to be a little bit more silly, because naturally, like I'm very logical, and so for me to like just go to the other spectrum is harder for me to just be silly. I just, I'm just not that kind of person.
It takes practice.
But you're telling me
you're not used to.
But you're telling me like that's what I'm missing, and then if I do go that route, then I think I will manifest quicker. Yeah. Is that correct?
Do you see the smile on your face when you're talking about that stuff?
Manifesting, yeah, it does bring me joy to think about how wealthy. Even more.
But when you were talking about the dancing and the silly things you were doing, you had a grin on your face. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. The dancing, the singing, the acting silly. It's all about the vibration of joy. And before you know it, you'll start waking up in joy. You'll wake up and just be calm, peaceful, or full of joy. I used to always wake up full of panic and fear and anger. I'm like flatlined a lot of times when I wake up. Just not flatlined. I mean, just calm, peaceful. And it wasn't always like that. I didn't have the prized childhood either. Trust me. I'm not going to get into it here, but I didn't. And most of my life I didn't. And most of my life I struggled. I mean, sure, I could go into a business and make a lot of money. Why? On commission, could I do that? I never slammed anybody into anything. I was always in my integrity, and I was always about being in service and helping people. And if I didn't believe in it, I couldn't sell it. I sold cars for a very short time, and I saw him slam this guy in way over. I mean, they made like 10 grand on this guy. I got pissed. I quit my job. It's like, how can you do that to somebody? So I'm all about fairness, love, peace, joy, and happiness. And when I was in sales and marketing, I was number one a lot because that was the space I was in. And I was also in the space of I like to win and I like money. So the more I sold, the more money I made. But I never oversold anybody. And I never lied or took advantage of anybody. So when you're in that integrity and you're in service, and that doesn't mean being the cheapest of what you do, because people don't respect cheap either. You've got to honor yourself. But the more you go into that peace, love, joy, and happiness, and if it's dancing and just being silly or watching a funny movie, that's the energy that will help you manifest fun, abundance, joy, happiness. We have the power within us to do all of this. It's just, what is the power you're putting into it? And it's not all about doing. It's also about the emotions that is behind it.
Thank you, Tamara. One last thing. Can you do an activation for like being lucky and synchronicity? And
No such thing as luck.
well, I know we create it, but can you just activate it so that, you know, if Robin wants to win the lottery, let her win it. I mean, I just feel like.
Well, I would have no control over that. That's in between her and her. That's solely and completely up to Robin if she wins the lottery or not.
Well, just a little, you know, give us some
So
luck.
go inside.
Okay.
And I want you to connect to that vibration, that manifestation vibration. And think about whatever it is you really desire right here and right now in your life. Right here, right now. What do you desire? Feel it, see it, expand it. Breathe life into it. If it's a still picture, you want to make it brighter, colorful. Bring it closer. If you see it way out there, bring it way in here. Feel the excitement. How does it feel to have that, to hold that, to touch that, to smell it? Feel the feelings you feel like you have it right now. Good. Bring that knowing in. All the way in throughout your whole body. Bring it into Mother Earth. I want you to imagine this knowledge and this feeling and this understanding goes into an object that you already own, a little rock or a little crystal, something you can carry with you all the time. So all that power of manifestation is also in that rock or that crystal. So imagine it going in there. And you're going to keep this object with you. Keep it in your purse or your pocket. And I want you to hold that object and feel the feeling you're feeling now. Every time you touch it, it brings you into this feeling. Good. Come back when you're ready. Anytime you catch yourself going into those old belief systems, just say cancel and grab your rock and say, I'm doing this now. Do you understand? Because we are creating everything. You want to keep your focus on that which you desire to create. You can create it a lot faster that way. Hey, do you guys have any questions?
Yes, I have another question.
Sure, go ahead, sweetheart. Diane, I'm
Um,
going to mute you.
I know it isn't, you have to have the okay from people when you are doing something right for them. But what about the grandchildren in our life? And when you see they are getting stuck, and are you allowed to do anything?
Send them love.
Yes.
You can talk to them that they have the power within them to create anything they want.
Okay. Also when they are little?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was teaching a medical intuitive class, and my step granddaughter came down the stairs. She goes, when I go like this, I can feel this energy in my hands. And we did a hand activation that day. So she's getting activated, you know. And so I get to talk to her a little bit here and there. And her mother is a total level 1. She just looks at me like I'm freaking crazy, you know. But she knows her daughter loves me, so she lets me talk to her about stuff. And my other granddaughter, my son's daughter, is 9 now. But when she was, I think she was like 6, I started talking to her about unicorns. And we were in a restaurant, and across my coffee cup was a rainbow coming in. And it was coming across the table in my coffee cup. And she goes, Grandma, is that the unicorns telling us they're here? And I said, well, yes, absolutely, right? So then that Christmas, I bought her this bicycle, and we're rolling it out of the store, and I noticed there was unicorn and rainbow stickers on it. I didn't even know when we picked it out. It's like, oh my God. And then I had her up in Oregon, and we went on this boat ride. You know how they always push you through their gift shop on the way out, right? You got to go through the gift shop on the way out. And she wanted a stuffed animal. So I said, okay, go pick out whatever you want. She comes back with this unicorn with this like rainbow stuff on him. And she says, this is my spirit guide. It's like, what? I never talked to her about spirit guides. And then we were at my house, and somebody came over, and she had her little unicorn on, and, you know, she's all unicorned out with her clothes and everything. And the lady's she goes, oh, you talk to unicorns? And she says, yes. She goes, in your imagination? She goes, no, they show up in my room.
Oh, great.
So she's in alignment with it. I have a lot of talks with her about a lot of adults lost their magic that they used to have inside, and their ability to connect with the angels and the unicorns and the fairies. I said, so don't listen to them. You don't have to tell them what you do. But if you ever need any help or anything, or you're lonely or you're sad, call on your unicorns or your angels. They'll show up for you. So she keeps that. So you can have talks with them about that.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, you know, you have to honor their parents too and what they're doing. You know, I don't say too much to my step granddaughter because her mother just thinks I'm crazy. I could just tell.
Yes.
The glazed look on her face, you know. But I don't care. But I don't step on her feet either. I honor her and her daughter.
Yes.
So it's all about honor, respect, and everybody's on their journey, even if they're a child. You know, I mean, when she gave birth, I was like flipping out because she's given her hepatitis B and she's 24 years old, giving her hepatitis vaccine. I don't believe in vaccines.
Yeah.
And I told her what I believed. I sent her tons of articles on it. She wasn't interested in what I had to say, and this baby got a vaccine. And if the baby continues to get vaccines and it ends up retarded, that's in between them, and them. I can't do it, you know, and it doesn't mean it's going to. Not many of them do, but some do.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's their experience. So, and again, it's just a video game, you guys. It's just a holodeck.
Yes.
We're just holograms. I know that's hard, and I know it's a process. I get it. Trust me. I get it. Been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
Fallen in the big black hole, climbed out of it. I can go on and on and on for hours. So honor, respect yourself. If you're not used to dancing, dance. Quit being so serious. The more fun you have, the more fun you'll have in the process. This isn't about the finish line. This is about the enjoyment of the game. Is really what this is about and what you can create. Okay? Peace, love, joy, and happiness. We'll be sending out a survey, see if you liked your webinar or not. Also, Out of the Mind Matrix is a Facebook group. If you're not in it, join it. You should have received a link invite to it. It gives you an opportunity to talk to the teachers and the practitioners and ask questions. Sometimes I may answer, sometimes other people answer, but it's a small group. It's under 1,000 right now, and it's just like small group of availability to you guys for services to ask any questions. Okay. Thank you. Sending you guys lots of love. Thanks for joining me.